Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the It's and Queens podcast covering events in the world's most diverse borough from November 1st to November 7th.
Oh,
we're gonna take
Rocktober
you the
is
day,
over.
the day after Halloween. We're gonna keep on going here in this
I hope
borough.
Halloween's a good weather day. We were recording this prior to.
Oh yeah, well we'll see.
We'll
see. We have about 4,000 pieces of candy. We give them all away.
In here?
No, in my block. People come from the Bronx to my block.
I go to a place like close to my house, North Flushing, that has a 4-block radius,
and it's all like flat. And,
they're like they do like 90% of the houses participate. They're sitting on their stoop. They're out there. It's a great Queens neighborhood.
Yeah, there's a couple of those. The Forest Hills Gardens that are just great for trick or treating.
True.
Anyway, I'm going to begin with a teaser. In a couple minutes, we're going to have a guy named Matt Koff, who's a comedian. He's actually writer for the Daily Show.
That's
he's going to come on. Yeah, he's about to launch. He's going to have an album release party, and we'll talk about more of that then. But it's kind of I'm excited to find out more about the comedian. I'm excited to share a laugh or two tonight.
Yeah, why not?
After a rainy Sunday. Anyway, this is one of those weeks. It's so jam packed, and it makes me realize that I do not have a life outside of this borough.
Oh,
because I'm looking at all the stuff that's going on, and it's like every single one I've been to before.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh my God, do I ever get out of this borough?
Oh, I don't think you need to. That's
a good point.
This podcast.
Very good point. I don't have to get out of this place.
Yeah.
There is one thing that's new, and I think it's a sign. It's a prestigious sign, but I know nothing about it.
Okay.
And that is Minefaire. There's an official Minefaire event.
Minecraft.
It's an official Minecraft event, but it's called
Minefaire. Right.
It's both Saturday and Sunday at the New York Hall of Science, which is of course our beloved Science Museum, which hosts a bunch of international events.
Yeah, they
like
do
the Maker
Lego
Fair.
Fest, they do the Maker Fair.
So, what exactly is it's a video game?
So Minecraft is a video game, and it's a very creative video game where you sort of make your own world and you make the experience.
It's a virtual reality kind of thing?
Not so much. It's very low tech as far as the animation's concerned. They're all block images, but you can sort of build your own character and build your own world and make your own adventure. That's why, and it's a never-ending game, which there's a specific name for that, sandbox game. So it never ends. You can play this game forever. There's no end. There's no beginning. Okay. And the kids who do play it are humongous fans. And there's several like YouTube channels dedicated to playing Minecraft.
Well, I know that we were my wife and I, we were at a friend's house who has a kid who's about 14.
Yeah.
And he basically was in his room doing Minecraft the whole time. He came down for dinner, didn't say a word, and went right back up. That's all.
He might have some other issues, but
no, I just think he's just really.
No, he was just into Minecraft.
Anyway, so
my son could play for hours if we were allowed. If we allowed him to. Yeah.
Okay, and you're taking him to the event.
We are taking him to the event, and we ended up taking
New York Hall of Science. Would you like to give some discount tickets, my man?
The VIP package. Come on now.
I'm gonna just tell you what some of the events are this weekend, okay? Build battles.
Yes.
Escape room.
Right.
Reality headsets. Stage shows.
Right.
Costume contest. And the world's largest Minecraft merchandise store.
Oh gosh, that's going to cost me a lot of money.
You're looking. This is going to be a tough one.
So yeah, there are Minecraft, superstars basically in the world that make these
professional
videos,
players and
professional
stuff like
players,
that.
and tournament guys. So,
Didn't they hold a Minecraft tournament at the USTA?
That was
a different
Fortnite.
That was
Fortnite. But just to show you how big we're getting, this Minefaire thing used to be held at like the Meadowlands and stuff like that. I mean, these are huge venues. And
New York Hall of Sciences. Yeah. So the other stuff that we did Pumpkin Smash, the annual Pumpkin Smash at Lou Lodati Park in Sunnyside. Come by on November 2nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and you can smash your pumpkins. And
otherwise,
people drop off pumpkins. You can smash them. They have a catapult thing or whatever. So you can just let out all of your.
Did you ever do the apple cannon? One of those. No,
I saw you do it. I saw your picture of that. So it's a pumpkin smash, and then all of the smashed pumpkins. The New York City Parks Department takes them, and a lot of them actually go to Forest Park, I think.
Okay.
They put them on trails and use them as compost and all that kind of stuff. And a little green space.
And it's a great way to get rid of your pumpkin. That keeps the raccoons from eating it after.
It keeps the raccoons. You can let out your aggressions. You can do something good for the society.
I like it.
Good.
Yeah.
Murder mystery dinner. Now I've done. I feel
like we should have some background music like dun dun dun.
Murder mystery dinner. They're doing it 2 nights in a row, November 1st and November 2nd. Now this is, you go to the Maple Grove Cemetary and they host these things.
Already you spooky eat dinner, venue, right?
Yep, yeah. Already spooky venue, and you eat dinner, and actors from what's called the Josephine Foundation out of Long Island. They work out. They do different things. This one they're actually doing like a murder mystery party thing.
Okay,
but when I went once, they just did mysteries involving people who were buried there, permanent residents. So that's 2 nights. And again, that's something that I've done and enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
We have a Diwahli Dance Party at Flushing Town Hall.
I thought the Diwali Festival was over already.
Well, the Diwali Festival, we had the Diwali Motorcade 2 weekends ago. We had Diwali actually today, Monday, this is the last day
that's why I thought.
of Diwali. But they're having a Diwali Dance Party at Flushing Town Hall.
That's okay.
And that's like
a Christmas dance after Christmas, right?
Yeah. This is sort of an all India all-star game.
Oh, don't tell me it's DJ Rekha.
DJ Rekha will be there with her Bhangra beats, and they'll also have some Karthik dancers.
You've definitely been to this.
I've been to this before. They have the woman from the Queen's Curry Kitchen, who's always in.
She's at the Taste, always.
Kupferberg.
Right?
She's always in the Queen's Taste. She'll be there,
nice.
giving actually lessons on how to make Indian food. They're gonna have henna painting and handcrafts and all this kind of.
That's cool, man.
And I went there, as some people know, I happen to be a white guy married to an Indian. I have a very good friend who happens to be a white guy married to an Indian, and he took all of his side.
Nice.
And I went along,
Yeah.
last year, and we had a blast. And it's great for kids.
And
with
that's
the henna
November
painting
2nd is what day of the week?
November 2nd is the Saturday.
Saturday.
Right?
Okay, great.
So that's fun. And then, and that's also something that I've done before, for better or for worse. Maybe I should
mostly better.
Maybe I should get a one-way ticket someplace. Queens Farm Museum, another one of our favorite spots. They're having wildlife weekend.
They had to cancel on
They had to cancel Sunday because of the rain, which was too bad. But they have the Magician is coming.
Oh.
Do you know the Magician?
No, and this one you got to explain to me.
Another character.
I'm sure.
He's a guy who does sort of a show which explains about how milk, where it comes from, and dairy farms and all that kind of stuff.
Because I thought Moog, like Moog is the organ.
Moog is that, yeah. No, he's going to be both days this weekend. He's going to be doing his shows there. I think he's doing 4 shows each day.
Imagine he's lactose intolerant.
He does. That would be funny.
That would be tragic.
He does juggling, and everything is related to the Magician. He's the Magician, man. He can do it all.
Does he juggle like milk curds?
That I've got. I actually don't know. I have a picture of him, but I've never seen him work.
All right.
But that combines with a whole weekend where they have the Frogs, Bugs, and Animals show, which is another thing that they do, where you bring out the huge bullfrogs and all that kind of stuff, and everything else that they do over there. Cool. The pony rides and the hay rides. Yeah. Both days. Right?
All right.
Then we have some films. Ooh. A lot of film this weekend, and I got to say, I'm cutting probably 50% of what's on our list on itsinqueens.com.
Listen, this is
because
it
would have gone on forever. We would never get to Matt Koff if not for that.
We have to get to Matt
But
Koff.
the Queens World Film Festival, another beloved friends of the It's in Queens podcast, they're holding Pride Night out at the Free Synagogue of Flushing.
Nice.
On November 7th, where they're going to show films, shorts. One's called Be Beautiful. One is called Chosen Family. The other one is called Light Glass. And they address topics such as self-acceptance, safe spaces, and sexuality. And it will be followed by a conversation moderated by a pretty famous filmmaker, photographer, poet, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, very nice.
And you also have now, have you ever heard of what they call Cinemascope?
I feel like I have, but I feel like I don't know what it is.
In the 1950s, when television became a thing, Hollywood got a little bit worried, and so they started using Cinemascope which allowed them to have wider shots
okay.
films.
Yep.
And so in the Museum of the Moving Image is doing a retrospective on those shows. They're showing documentaries from the 1950s that were done in the Cinemascope on wide screens.
Gotcha.
They're starting it November. They're actually showing a lot because it starts November 1st and it runs to November 3rd.
Okay.
And they're doing all kinds. Tokyo Olympiad and Provincial Scenes by Vittoria De Seta. They have about 7 films that are, I would think that they'd all be black and white.
Yeah.
But you never know because they can colorize them.
Well,
afterwards.
Turner colors a lot of them, right?
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. I was actually thinking about checking out one of those just to look at the.
Do you remember the controversy around Ted Turner colorizing?
I do remember that.
Movies? Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think about that?
I thought it should just been left alone.
The Wizard of Oz.
They didn't do such a great job with it. Honestly,
I agree.
Most of them they looked like they were actually done with a crayon.
I agree.
Myself in the nose
I think that black and white should be black and white. Actually, I think I might like black and white more than color in some cases.
Yeah. No, they were more crisp.
Yeah. So we also have a bunch of theater, Newsies. If you remember the Broadway play Newsies, well, the Royal Star Theater, which is a local theater troupe, will be doing their version of it starting November 2nd and running November 10th. Now, they're actually at the Immaculate Conception Academy, which is basically Jamaica Estates.
Oh, okay.
And if
there's 2 Immaculate Conceptions, one in Astoria, one in Jamaica Estates.
So this one's in Jamaica Estates.
Newsies, Jamaica Estates.
Yeah, and
I was dressed as a newsie one year for Halloween.
Did you?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have
just a pea cap and a vest.
Yeah. And
Daily
did
News
you have Daily News
on
it?
Of course it did.
Okay. So you weren't a New York Times newsie.
No, please.
Anyway, Newsies, the
elitist leftist paper.
That's right. They didn't give Trump credit for getting al-Baghdadi. Anyway, Newsies is a musical comedy which is loosely based on a strike that Newsies did in like early 1898.
1900. Okay.
So,
all right.
So that's kind of fun.
Oh, it's right there.
There's also the Magical Treehouse, which is a kids play that's at Queen's Theater. It's about 2 kids that go in a time machine. They have a treehouse, which puts them in time. Time machine's
a great trope for anything, right?
Yeah, and they go back to. They end up in the Globe Theater in merry old England when Shakespeare is alive, and they help Shakespeare put on a play.
Yeah, nice.
Knowing that he's going to be popular for centuries to go, they're like, "Hey, William, maybe you should do this."
Hey, Billy.
Anyway, that is coming out. They're doing 2 shows on November 2nd. The second one is they have this ASL. They put on shows specifically for people on the but they have it specifically for people on the autism spectrum, where the lights are lower, the sounds are quieter, to calmer environment.
There's the Alamo Theater. It's not in Queens, but in Yonkers and Brooklyn, they do shows where they leave the lights on. So it's not dark and scary and stuff like that for autism kids. Okay. And I think that's a really nice service.
Okay. We have something that we talk about a lot, the Greater Astoria Historical Society.
We do mention that.
Its executive director, Bob Singleton, is doing his signature tour on Saturday of Steinway Village.
Nice.
Those of you who don't know, Steinway Village was basically the equivalent of a corporate town.
That's right.
Steinway and Sons built.
It was the first Cupertino.
That's right. The Steinway family built housing for their workers.
Yeah.
Steinway and Son, and they also built like everything. They had built a library, and so that's kind of a fun tour. You can see where the old, they had basically their own grid and everything.
That's right. They had their own power.
Different time of. So anyway, that's Saturday, and then we have a bunch of books that are coming through. At Queen's Theater on November 2nd at night, a playwright is going to read her play.
What's her name?
Her name is Nina Key. The play is Ravage.
All right.
Which is about a teenage vampire hunter. What play isn't these days about teenage vampire hunters who's been scarred physically and emotionally, and as she opens up to other people, other things happen. And the whole idea is you sit there and you listen to it. She reads it. You can give her your input and stuff like that.
Oh, it's like a working process.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. There's a woman named Inbal Ariely. The Common Point Queens, the old Central Queens Y. They always do book discussions, and a woman has written a book entitled chutzpah. Did I get that right?
Look at that. You did. He gave it the old...
Why Israel is a hub of innovation and entrepreneurship. Now, according to the book jacket, Israel is where they invented all kinds of things, including cherry tomatoes, drip irrigations, Waze, the Waze machine, USB flash drive. I know that Israel, I believe,
Waze, the app, or
every year, if you look at patents that are applied for and given per year, even though Israel is this tiny country, they're always way on the top of patents there. And so anyway, she's written a book about the sort of entrepreneurial spirit of Israel. That's kind of fun. There's an evening of poetry at the Book Culture LIC. There are book cultures in Manhattan, and they opened up one in LIC. It's a bookstore.
A chain of small bookstores? Okay.
Yeah, so I would say go to on November 5th, that is. I should say that the book discussion is November 4th. The, poetry, Book Culture LIC, I really hope it makes it.
Yeah, come on. We need more bookstores.
We need more bookstores.
Yeah. We lost all of our Barnes & Nobles, right?
I've always thought that LIC was a good place for a bookstore, and they put one in there. And so if you want to hear poetry, it's someone named Rosebud Ben Ani, who won the 2019 Alice James Award, and fellowships with the New York Foundation for the Arts and Canto Mundo, and another poet who's written 3 books on poetry, whose name is Tom Healy, and he is the Distinguished Visiting Professor in the Humanities at University of Bridgeport.
I would like a title like that.
Distinguished Professor of Humanities. And then the other thing is that at Bayside Historical Society, they often do a lot of book signings too. And on November 7th, Richard Panchik, who has written 2 books on Queens, he likes to write about that which no one else knows about in Queens. He's got a book called The Hidden History of Queens and another one called Abandoned Queens. He will be discussing and selling both of those.
That's pretty cool.
I again would ask you guys. There's so much going on. I couldn't put it in. There are like 10 just children's items just by themselves. Exactly. But right now is this is the El Plato Fuerte, the main course meal. We're gonna talk to Matt from QEDC Astoria, who's got a big party. We're gonna have him.
You're the QED
in Astoria. We're gonna have him on the phone, so please just bear with us for a second. We now have Matt Koff on the line. Matt, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. My name is Rob Mackay, and your name is
Chris Donovan.
Chris Donovan. This is the It's in Queens podcast. Welcome to the show. We're really happy to have you.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay. So you have a little something going on November 1st.
That is true. Yes, I have an album release party. I'm a comedian, and I'm releasing my first album. And I'm going to have sort of like a show and party at QED.
Yep.
Which is a cool little comedy venue.
Great performance space. Yeah.
It's actually one of Chris's favorite places.
Absolutely.
He goes there a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen
nice.
Christian Finnegan a couple of times. I think he's like a co-owner there, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, him and his wife, Cambridge.
Yeah.
So you are an Emmy-winning writer for The Daily Show.
That is correct. Yes.
Nice.
So you're a funny guy.
Was that the whole question?
That was the whole question.
So tell us. So this is your new comedy album, and what's
and
the comedy album?
How long did it take you to put together the material for this?
This is just sort of like, a compendium of this is my first album, so it's just kind of like little jokes, here, hit, there, assemble. I guess sort of like my greatest hits from the past, 9 years or whatever. But probably the bulk of it is past 2 or 3 years.
So it's a collection of stand-up bits, or
yeah. It's just it's stand-up jokes. Funny stuff.
Nice. Can you tell us, give us one example, or what will just tell me what will we
hilarity will
at?
ensue?
All right, I don't want to give anything away, so I'll tell you a joke that didn't make it into the album.
Okay.
Do you guys ever have that dream where you're strangling your father, and then you wake up and you're holding your erect penis?
I can't believe.
Okay.
Can't believe that didn't make it.
That didn't make it.
Okay. Honestly, it was my wife saying there's already too many dick jokes on the show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it wasn't that I loved it, but she did have a point. Not that the album. I think the album has appropriate number of dick jokes.
Nice.
Now, not too many. I mean, that's subjective, I guess, but I know.
Well, my wife is always, she makes me a little bit more, shall we say,
PC?
presentable.
Oh, presentable. There you go.
So this album, where can you get the album?
Well, you can get it anywhere. You get a digital download. I mean, you can pre-order it right now. I don't know when this episode comes out.
We're coming out Wednesday. Wednesday night, Thursday morning.
Wednesday. Okay, yeah. So anyone who's listening to it on Wednesday or Thursday can pre-order it. And following that, it's basically available everywhere. I always prefer if you buy it. But if you don't, then it's, I guess there's this thing called Spotify, and hear it there too. I don't know.
Yeah, don't give that away.
Koff, Mattkoff. So then tell us a little bit about this party that you're doing on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like a showcase of comedians. So it's kind of like a show, but kind of like a party. We're making goodie bags for it. But goodie bags that kind of reflect my neurotic nature. There's going to be Band-Aids, maybe some floss if we can get that in bulk.
Nice.
There's going to be great comics, which I'll get to, but we're also, something I'm particularly excited about is a neuroscientist and psychiatrist professor named Heather Berlin is going to listen to my album during the show and then kind of come out and diagnose what she thinks is wrong with me.
I think that's amazing.
It's it's going to probably be very embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what people like to see me uncomfortable, I've found.
Yeah. That's
what happens when a neuroscientist walks into a bar?
There you go.
Question. You can find out on Friday night. So will you be doing some stand-up yourself on Friday night?
Yeah. Okay. I'll be hosting the show. So I'll come out and, talk a little bit about the album, tell some jokes that I've written since the album. Then I'm going to bring out, some awesome comics. I got Ronnie Chang, who's a coworker of mine, a correspondent on The Daily Show.
Nice.
He's also
sorry?
Wasn't he a writer for Crazy Rich Asians?
Oh no, he was in it.
Oh, he was in it.
Yeah, he was in that.
Yeah, he was. I think one of the crazy rich Asians.
He's one of the crazy rich Asians.
Yeah, maybe he should be being diagnosed.
Yeah,
right.
Rich Asian. And a couple of other people, just hilarious comics I know from the New York scene. Carmen Lagala, who's been on Colbert, Matt Wayne on Comedy Central, my friend Brendan McLaughlin, who writes for MTV. So just some.
And Joe Firestone?
People. Sorry?
Joe Firestone?
That is correct.
Who writes for The Tonight Show?
Is that correct?
Yeah, I think she's with the National Lampoon. Yeah,
that's awesome. Okay. And how long have you been writing for The Daily Show?
About 6 years. Yeah, wow. I had 2 with Jon Stewart, 2 years with Jon Stewart,
right,
and 4 with Trevor.
Nice. Wow. That's a good run.
So just to sew up, the Friday night you go to this release party and you get to hear all of those comedians, and then you're also hanging out in the bar.
That's it.
Yeah,
and you get a goodie bag.
I think we're probably going to move that. There's a bar next door will just be, I'll also be like selling download cards for my album for, the show is $10.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to actually just get like a souvenir download card, which I'm happy to sign, that's an extra 10.
There you go.
Okay.
It's a bargain at any price.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
It's a bargain at any price.
Yeah, no, I think so. And there's also, I think, like a live nude drawing course after, which is another easy installment. We'll still enter into that.
Wow.
And that's a double positive.
You're, I've never, my friend Chris, I've never seen him blush before, but you've already made him blush twice tonight. Tell us
the first time.
the joke about dragging around your dad. Yeah.
Oh, really? That old thing? Wow.
He was just, so tell me something. Tell us a little bit about you.
I like long walks on the beach. I got married this year.
Congratulations.
I'm from, just spat out random facts. I'm from Westchester, New York, so not too far away.
No.
I have a lot of friends who I grew up who live in Kew Gardens, Rego Park area. So I have the Queens connection.
There you go.
I moved to the city in like 2006 to pursue comedy. I've worked so many terrible jobs while doing sketch or improv and then stand up at night.
I believe that.
Yeah.
But now things must be going pretty well.
Yeah, no, I no longer work at a crappy proofreading company.
Right.
So that's already good. Where, my cubicle mate had Tourette's syndrome and
oh, really?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
When you're trying to proofread, it's not the most ideal.
Right, I can imagine.
So, what's the pressure like to get out the monologues on the Daily Show? I mean, you got to read every periodical, every website, right, and kind of stay up on everything, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone,
right?
That would be a lot. I mean, it's been on the internet. There's like a lot of stuff, but I mean, we're constantly in it every single day.
Right?
I mean, and it is. I mean, it was. There was a lot of news when I first signed on during the Obama years, and now it's like every day is just overdrive.
Yeah. Oh my.
Especially like recently. Yeah. It's just like, with impeachment and stuff, it's just like, abroad, Syria, impeachment. It's just like, holy crap. It's, so that is why I like doing stand-up so much, because I really don't talk about anything political at all. It's just kind of personal stuff. It's about my marriage. I'm married to a Swedish woman. And we have a black and white tuxedo cat. So it's a little bit less insane.
The material just never stops.
Yeah.
Just writes
and
itself.
Also strangling my father.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Nice, slower pace stuff.
So do you still live in Westchester or do you live in Astoria?
Oh, actually, now I moved to Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
But I did live in Astoria for a couple of years. So.
That's
There's a good comedy scene in Astoria.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Creek,
yeah.
Got the Creek in the Cave. You had for a while. You had the Stand LIC, right?
Yeah.
Standing room, I should say.
But a lot of comedians live in Astoria.
Oh,
too.
Tons. Yeah, I remember for years they've always lived here.
Yeah.
I remember Nick DiPaolo had a bit about walking past the slaughtered goats on Steinway Street.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You guys are both Astoria based?
No, we're not.
I lived in Astoria for a couple of years, but now I'm in Flushing.
We're good with every Queens neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're regionalists.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
So, Matt, anything else we should know? Anything else the consumers of this podcast should know about the show on Friday?
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's $10. It's at 7:30 p.m., but try to get there early to get a seat if you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, it's going to be like, hour and a half about. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll get some free Band-Aids out of it too.
And maybe some floss.
Maybe some floss. Yeah. You never know.
Okay.
Maybe some floss.
All right. Well, Matt, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
And
guys.
I think you've convinced me. I think I'm going to try and go on Friday night.
You have to be there, I think.
Yeah, I think I have to be there
to represent.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know. I'd love to see
You'll
you there.
sign the download card.
Yeah, right. You got to get that download card.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
All right.
Good luck.
All right. Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Take care.
And that's pretty much it here at It's in Queens podcast for November 1st to November 7th. Remember, everything's at it'sinqueens.com.
And hashtag It's in Queens on social media. You know what I hashtagged this week and got a lot of action out of it? What? My friend Rob Mackay got honored at the Flushing Chamber, and people were retweeting it like crazy.
That's right. He took a picture of me
accepting an award.
Humbly
accepting.
Did I have broccoli stuck between my teeth while speaking?
I don't think I got that. I don't think I got that close, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
All right, good.
I was using the old iPhone 8. It wasn't the 11.
All right, so we'll call this an award-winning show, the Greater Flushing Chamber of Commerce
Award.
They called it Neighborhood Hero show.
Neighborhood Hero.
All right.
Neighborhood Hero. Neighborhood Zero.
Ooh, the rhyming and award-winning show. All right. Thank you all for putting up with us for another week, and hope to see you next week here and in the borough this weekend.